Here is a brief instruction on how to log in and sign up on our auction platform. Click the sign up button and type in your email address if you've yet to do so. The sign up instructions are on the following screen. If you've already created a sign up, you can log in with your email address, your password, then click continue. And that will take you to the auction catalog. If you still need to register to donate and bid, you can do so following these easy steps. Follow the link displayed above. Click on the sign up button in the upper right hand corner of your screen. Here, you can enter the email address you'd like to use to sign up. Fill in the contact information, including the name you'd like to display next to any bids, and you can add a credit card for easy checkout. Last, click the I'm Not a Robot button, and you'll have to complete a simple step. When you're done, it'll take you to the catalog. Once you've logged in, you're ready to review the catalog and place bids on auction items. Scroll through the list to find the auction items you want to bid on, like the 3-night stay at Barking Med Farm B&B. You can review the listing, the description is below, along with restrictions. And you can share it to Facebook. When you're ready to place a bid, click on the bid amount that you would like to make, and you're done. To donate the special appeal, click on the Donate Now button in the upper left-hand corner of the catalog and choose the amount you'd like to donate. Or if you'd prefer, type in a custom amount down below and then click Donate Now.
I was born in Wyoming and moved here with my family when I was 1 and spent my childhood hiking around the Elkhorns and the Wallowas and adventuring with my parents. They were really active and both of them are wildlife biologists, so we got out into nature pretty much every opportunity, which of course when I was a kid was annoying. I wanted to be playing video games.
I moved to Oregon in 1979. The first year I was in Northeast Oregon, I went to the employment office in Enterprise, and there were 2 jobs, cook and sheep herder. So I selected the outdoor option, and I found myself down in the Imnaha Canyon herding sheep, 1,500 head of sheep, 4 horses, 3 dogs, and me, and just totally fell in love with this place.
I think a lot of Eastern Oregonians joke about keeping this area secret.
Because it's like no other place on earth.
The diversity of the region is amazing and unique.
You can go from the bottom of Hell's Canyon,
the deepest river canyon in North America,
up to the top of the Eagle Cap Wilderness, and just a few miles as a red-tailed hawk would fly across the landscape.
Science is showing more and more that The ability for species to move and migrate in response to stressors, to climate change, to the seasons, this is what's important for success of species and biodiversity. And so when we have this large connected tract of land, it's not just that we're looking at the Wallowas as one ecosystem and Hell's Canyon as one ecosystem. These places are connected not only to each other, but also to this huge wildlife corridor that runs down the Rockies.
It's really important that these forests stay resilient, that the landscapes stay resilient, that we have intact ecosystems that are connected across a very broad landscape, because plants are going to need to migrate as their environment changes. Animals that depend on those plants will also have to migrate in response to climate change. And we, human beings, it's our role to ensure that that transition can be as graceful as possible in the face of great uncertainty.
Climate change is happening, but we still have a choice about how we interact with that and what priorities we set for ourselves going into the future. It's not like some governing body is going to swoop down and save these places. Now more than ever, we need to fight harder to save what we have now for future generations.
Maybe the most important part of our work is to be a voice for the animals that don't have a voice, for the trees that can't speak for themselves, for the waters that don't speak our language.
There is intrinsic value in wild places that doesn't have to do with profit. If you value life, if you value plants and animals at that most basic level, then this place is really valuable.
You know, I've been coming to this forest for 36 years. I've watched it grow, I've watched it change, I've watched some of the trees die, I've watched the dead trees become habitat for woodpeckers and insects. I've experienced the natural world in a very intimate way.
This landscape, the people, the wildlife, the flora, the fauna, everything is so central to my identity. And it took me leaving to realize how much I had taken for granted my childhood in this beautiful corner of the planet. I hope that we can prioritize nature and all of its complexity and magnificence.
Here is a brief instruction on how to log in and sign up on our auction platform. Click the sign up button and type in your email address if you've yet to do so. The sign up instructions are on the following screen. If you've already created a sign up, you can log in with your email address, your password, and click continue. And that will take you to the auction catalog. If you still need to register to donate and bid, you can do so following these easy steps. Follow the link displayed above. Click on the sign up button in the upper right hand corner of your screen. Here, you can enter the email address you'd like to use to sign up. Fill in the contact information, including the name you'd like to display next to any bids, and you can add a credit card for easy checkout. Last, click the I'm Not a Robot button, and you'll have to complete a simple step. When you're done, it'll take you to the catalog. Once you've logged in, you're ready to review the catalog and place bids on auction items. Scroll through the list to find the auction items you want to bid on, like the 3-night stay at Barking Med Farm B&B. You can review the listing, the description is below, along with restrictions. And you can share it to Facebook. When you're ready to place a bid, click on the bid amount that you would like to make, and you're done. To donate in the special appeal, click on the Donate Now button in the upper left-hand corner of the catalog and choose the amount you'd like to donate. Or if you'd prefer, type in a custom amount down below and then click Donate Now.
I was born in Wyoming and moved here with my family when I was 1 and spent my childhood hiking around the Elkhorns and the Wallowas and adventuring with my parents. They were really active and both of them are wildlife biologists, so we got out into nature pretty much every opportunity, which of course when I was a kid was annoying. I wanted to be playing video games.
I moved to Oregon in 1979. The first year I was in Northeast Oregon, I went to the employment office in Enterprise, and there were 2 jobs, cook and sheep herder. So I selected the outdoor option, and I found myself down in the Imnaha Canyon herding sheep, 1,500 head of sheep, 4 horses, 3 dogs, and me, and just totally fell in love with this place.
I think a lot of Eastern Oregonians joke about keeping this area secret.
Because it's like no other place on earth.
The diversity of the region is amazing and unique.
You can go from the bottom of Hell's Canyon,
The deepest river canyon in North America,
up to the top of the Eagle Cap Wilderness, and just a few miles as a red-tailed hawk would fly across the landscape.
Science is showing more and more that the ability for species to move and migrate in response to stressors, to climate change, to the seasons, this is what's important for success of species and biodiversity. And so when we have this large connected tract of land, it's not just that we're looking at the Wallowas as one ecosystem and Hell's Canyon as one ecosystem. These places are connected not only to each other, but also to this huge wildlife corridor that runs down the Rockies.
It's really important that these forests stay resilient, that the landscapes stay resilient, that we have intact ecosystems that are connected across a very broad landscape, because plants are going to need to migrate as their environment changes. Animals that depend on those plants will also have to migrate in response to climate change. And we, human beings, it's our role to ensure that that transition can be as graceful as possible in the face of great uncertainty.
Climate change is happening, but we still have a choice about how we interact with that and what priorities we set for ourselves going into the future. It's not like Some governing body is going to swoop down and save these places. Now more than ever, we need to fight harder to save what we have now for future generations.
Maybe the most important part of our work is to be a voice for the animals that don't have a voice, for the trees that can't speak for themselves, for the waters that don't speak our language.
There is intrinsic value in wild places that doesn't have to do with profit. If you value life, if you value plants and animals at that most basic level, then this place is really valuable.
You know, I've been coming to this forest for 36 years. I've watched it grow, I've watched it change, I've watched some of the trees die, I've watched the dead trees become habitat for woodpeckers and insects. I've experienced the natural world in a very intimate way.
This landscape, the people, the wildlife, the flora, the fauna, everything is so central to my identity. And it took me leaving to realize how much I had taken for granted my childhood in this beautiful corner of the planet. I hope that we can prioritize nature and all of its complexity and magnificence.
Here is a brief instruction on how to log in and sign up on our auction platform. Click the sign up button and type in your email address if you've yet to do so. The sign up instructions are on the following screen. If you've already created a sign up, you can log in with your email address, your password, and click continue. And that will take you to the auction catalog. If you still need to register to donate and bid, you can do so following these easy steps. Follow the link displayed above. Click on the sign up button in the upper right hand corner of your screen. Here, you can enter the email address you'd like to use to sign up. Fill in the contact information, including the name you'd like to display next to any bids, and you can add a credit card for easy checkout. Last, click the I'm Not a Robot button, and you'll have to complete a simple step. When you're done, it'll take you to the catalog. Once you've logged in, you're ready to review the catalog and place bids on auction items. Scroll through the list to find the auction items you want to bid on, like the 3-night stay at Barking Mad Farm B&B. You can review the listing, the description is below, along with restrictions. And you can share it to Facebook. When you're ready to place a bid, click on the bid amount that you would like to make, and you're done. To donate in the special appeal, click on the Donate Now button in the upper left-hand corner of the catalog and choose the amount you'd like to donate. Or if you'd prefer, type in a custom amount down below and then click Donate Now.
I was born in Wyoming and moved here with my family when I was 1 and spent my childhood hiking around the Elkhorns and the Wallowas and adventuring with my parents. They were really active, and both of them are wildlife biologists, so we got out into nature pretty much every opportunity, which of course when I was a kid was annoying. I wanted to be playing video games.
I moved to Oregon in 1979. The first year I was in Northeast Oregon, I went to the employment office in Enterprise, and there were 2 jobs, cook and sheep herder. So I selected the outdoor option, and I found myself down in the Imnaha Canyon herding sheep, 1,500 head of sheep, 4 horses, 3 dogs, and me, and just totally fell in love with this place.
I think a lot of Eastern Oregonians joke about keeping this area secret.
Because it's like no other place on earth.
The diversity of the region is amazing and unique.
You can go from the bottom of Hell's Canyon,
The deepest river canyon in North America,
up to the top of the Eagle Cap Wilderness, and just a few miles as a red-tailed hawk would fly across the landscape.
Science is showing more and more that the ability for species to move and migrate in response to stressors, to climate change, to the seasons, this is what's important for success of species and biodiversity. And so when we have this large connected tract of land, it's not just that we're looking at the Wallowas as one ecosystem and Hell's Canyon as one ecosystem. These places are connected not only to each other, but also to this huge wildlife corridor that runs down the Rockies.
It's really important that these forests stay resilient, that the landscapes stay resilient, that we have intact ecosystems that are connected across a very broad landscape, because plants are going to need to migrate as their environment changes. Animals that depend on those plants will also have to migrate in response to climate change. And we, human beings, it's our role to ensure that that transition can be as graceful as possible in the face of great uncertainty.
Climate change is happening, but we still have a choice about how we interact with that and what priorities we set for ourselves going into the future. It's not like some governing body is going to swoop down and save these places. Now more than ever, we need to fight harder to save what we have now for future generations.
Maybe the most important part of our work is to be a voice for the animals that don't have a voice, for the trees that can't speak for themselves, for the waters that don't speak our language.
There is intrinsic value in wild places that doesn't have to do with profit. If you value life, if you value plants and animals at that most basic level, then this place is really valuable.
You know, I've been coming to this forest for 36 years. I've watched it grow, I've watched it change, I've watched some of the trees die, I've watched the dead trees become habitat for woodpeckers and insects. I've experienced the natural world in a very intimate way.
This landscape, the people, the wildlife, the flora, the fauna, everything is so central to my identity. And it took me leaving to realize how much I had taken for granted my childhood in this beautiful corner of the planet. I hope that we can prioritize nature and all of its complexity and magnificence.
And welcome to Hellraiser. I'm Jared Kennedy, Greater Hells Canyon Council's Development Director and the Blue Mountains Trail Project Lead. I'm so happy to have you join me tonight as I lead you on a new thru-hiking speed record of the Blue Mountains Trail. We've just begun our journey from Wallowa Lake State Park, and we're going to try to make it all the way to John Day in just 90 minutes. Up here in the Wallowa Mountains, we've already covered more elevation in the first few miles than we will on any other part of our journey. The incredible beauty of the Eagle Cap Wilderness definitely lightens the load. We have a lot to celebrate tonight. First and foremost is having this Hellraiser event in the first place. We sadly had to cancel last year's event as we all scrambled to make sense of social distancing. We appreciate your willingness to join us virtually this year. Even with the world seemingly on shutdown last year, we saw more people visit the public lands and campgrounds in Northeast Oregon than ever before. The Blue Mountains Trail seeks to connect the mountains, valleys, rivers, forests, and canyons in a new way. And we want to connect the people that come here to our landscapes in a new way as well, and turn love into action and protection for all of us that make the Greater Hells Canyon region our home, or our home away from home. So let's get ready to raise some hell. Woo! And now, I'll turn it over to our Executive Director, Darylyn Perry Brown. She is going to share a broader view of what the last year meant for GHCC and what's to come.
Hi, I'm Darylyn Perry Brown, Greater Hells Canyon Council's Executive Director. I'm excited to have so many of you with us here tonight. We have both longtime GHCC friends and new friends too. I'm going to catch you up on what we've been up to the past year. Wow, 2020, what a year. In March, like all of you, the pandemic completely stopped our entire way of functioning. We scrambled to put working protocols in place. Then a week later, we put new, stricter protocols in place. We no longer saw one another. We no longer went to the field or to meetings. We learned to Zoom. Oh, yeah, we've really learned to Zoom. We reduced our staff, we cut our budget, and then carefully brought it back up once we realized our amazing members and supporters were still here for us. We pivoted a lot, all while we watched as the Trump administration gutted environmental protections across the nation and here to our forests and wildlife in the Greater Hells Canyon region. We also kept right on with our work, and we made huge progress on many fronts. In our Wild Connections program, we solidified our new Camas to Condors partnership that brings conservationists, scientists, and native peoples of the region together to co-develop a plan for climate change resilience and rewilding projects in the Joseph Creek watershed of North Wallowa country. In our protections program, we fought the Forest Service's plan to do away with the 21-inch rule that's protected big and old trees in our region for more than 25 years. We monitored proposed and active logging projects, like the Lostine, on the forests of our region. And we celebrated Senators Wyden and Merkley's River Democracy Act that will protect hundreds of miles of streams in our mission area and across the state. Today, we're working hard to get our Pacific Northwest delegates to engage to remove 4 lower Snake River dams in Washington to save salmon here in the Grand Ronde, Imnaha, Clearwater, and Snake Rivers, and throughout the Columbia River Basin. And we need them to ensure bedrock environmental laws are upheld in the process. This is urgent work. But tonight, we get to focus on the Blue Mountains Trail. We started last year with an idea that had been set aside a decade ago, and we ended 2020 with a 530-mile route. 4 thru-hikers who completed various iterations of it, and with Jared, a fantastic new member of the GHCC family. We're so excited to share the Blue Mountains Trail with you. I hope we'll entice you out for a day hike, backpacking trip, or a full thru hike in the coming years, or hey, this summer would be great too. And tonight, we're pivoting again. This is our first time doing a virtual event, and thankfully we've got Misty and her team. I think we've put together a really great show for you. I'm looking forward to Renee Patrick's keynote, sharing her experience solo hiking the Blue Mountains Trail and hearing her vision for how long-distance trails and hiking for days in the backcountry can foster a deeper connection to the land and awaken a conservation consciousness. Thank you so much for being here, for for being part of the GHCC family, and for your amazing support of the Greater Hells Canyon region. Have fun.
Thank you, Darylyn. What a year, and it's so wonderful to be a part of this amazing team. As Darylyn talked, I sped along the trail, clearing the Eagle Cap. I said a quick hello to Mike and Donna Higgins and our newest board member, Mike Beatty, and his wife Pam in Halfway, before turning back north along the Western Rim Trail in the Hells Canyon National Recreation Area. As you can see, the views from here sure don't disappoint. And while I catch my breath, I'd like to introduce you to Danae Yergel and the rest of us at Greater Hells Canyon Council.
Hi, I'm Danae. As office administrator, my focus is on money, documents, records, and staff support. I am deeply and profoundly grateful for all the ways that people support GHCC's work, creating a possible and viable future. And over to Veronica.
Hi, I'm Veronica, your Conservation Director. Right now, I'm focused on getting policy put back in place to protect mature and old forests across eastern Oregon and southwest Washington. And I'm thankful that I get to do this work with so many fun, smart, and visionary people, including many of our members. Brian? Take it away.
Hi, I'm Brian Kelly, Restoration Director. I'm currently working on the Boardman to Hemingway Transmission Line project, as well as a variety of national forestry projects. I really appreciate your support for Greater Hells Canyon Council. Now, I want to wish you cheers. Here's Christina.
Howdy, I'm Christina Antivillier. I'm GHCC's Connections Coordinator. I work closely with collaborators across the region to make it easier for animals to move around. Growing connections is satisfying work. I'm always learning, and I'm grateful for your support. Now, Darylyn, I'm sure you have something great to say. Cheers.
Hi, I'm Darylyn. I'm GHCC's Executive Director. That back there is Mount Emily. I'm in the Grand Ronde Valley, and I get to work with an incredible group of people who protect, connect, and restore the wildlands, waters, native species, and their habitats across the Greater Hells Canyon region. I am really glad you're here with us. Let's go raise some hell for the wild.
Thanks, team. We sure do a lot with a little, and that's what tonight is all about. But first, as I take a break on the Nimipu Trail, the route taken by the non-treaty bands of the Nez Perce in their flight from their homeland in the Wallowa Valley, I like to rest and take a moment to reflect. What today we call the Hells Canyon National Recreation Area is also the home of the Nez Perce, the Nimipu, who have lived here since time immemorial. The Nimipu moved seasonally throughout this country in accordance with hunting and harvesting cycles, or the seasonal round, and today they continue important aspects of their traditional ways. The trail also runs through lands the Confederated Tribes of the Umatilla and the Warm Springs Native people continue to live on and steward today. GHCC works in close partnership with regional indigenous knowledge holders to inform our conservation and climate resiliency approach. A deep history that precedes white settlement permeates the full length of the trail. And GHC has a 54-year history of its own that we mark where I am standing right now. The view from here would have looked very different if it wasn't for our work over 50 years ago to keep the Snake River flowing freely through Hells Canyon. For that, we owe tremendous thanks to Brock Evans, who has a short message to share.
Well, if there ever was a hopeless lost cause turned into a stunning victory, it was our effort to save Hells Canyon from huge dams back 50 years ago. But we did, we saved it. And in the process, we came to realize there's a lot more beautiful country here than just this magnificent gorge. There's deep side canyons and forests and meadows and lakes and wildlife habitat everywhere. We want to protect that too. So that's why we formed Greater Hells Canyon Council, to protect all the millions of acres, almost all public lands around here and these places forever. Please join Hells Canyon Council, Greater Hells Canyon Council, and help us save all these places. Thank you.
Invoking landscapes, and we're still just on the early part of our Blue Mountains Trail journey, and we're making good time. But let's take a break to remember we are here to raise money for GHCC. and in a virtual environment that is a bit different than raising a paddle in person. If at any time you have trouble getting registered, giving gifts, or placing bids, please call or text our help number listed on your screen, 971-275-5690. We'll have our chat team here to help as well. And please take a moment to help us promote our work on social media. If you haven't already, please like or follow us too, and show your support of GHCC virtually. And check out our YouTube page. We're looking forward to sharing more video content in the months and years to come. Now, let me introduce Greg Dyson, former GHCC Executive Director and part of the group that founded the Blue Mountains Trail, to share a Hellraiser message with you tonight.
Hey fans of Hell's Canyon and the Blue Mountains, my name's Greg Dyson. I'm former Executive Director at GHCC, and I want to thank you all for your support of GHCC and the Blue Mountain Trail. I first got involved in 2004, I think, when Lauren Hughes and Dick Hensey came to me and told me about this incredible concept and this incredible project that they'd been working on for years at that point. And so here we are in 2021, and the trail is really going, and it's happening, and I think there's no better organization to be behind it than GHCC. So please support the trail, support GHCC, and I thank you.
Thanks, Greg. Well, I'm ready for a rest in Troy. Just 6 miles of road walking to go through quiet country between Joseph Canyon and the Washington state line. I haven't seen a town since leaving Joseph about 180 miles back, so it was sure nice to have some friends help with the resupply along the way. We still have our work cut out for us on the trail, and solving for a consistent resupply between Joseph and Troy is one of them. With that, we have some fundraising to do. Allow me to introduce Misty Markham with Markham Auction Agency. She's here, like in so many Hellraisers of years past, to help us raise some hell.
Yeah, I am.
Hi, Misty.
Hi, how are you? Thanks for having me. It's so great to be here.
It's so great to see you.
Beautiful country, isn't it? I trekked a long way to find you tonight. I'm so glad I had my jacket to make myself look presentable before tonight's virtual event. So, good evening, friends. I'm honored to return this year on behalf of Greater Hell's Canyon Council, and I'm so delighted to serve as your fundraising ambassador for the night. Again, how are you doing? Are you having a great time so far from the comfort of your sofa, perhaps your fire pit? I hope so. There are some perks to fundraising in a virtual environment, so settle in, get comfortable, because we have a fantastic virtual program prepared for your giving pleasure tonight. If you've not done this before, it's pretty straightforward. Just select the button next to the amount you wish to give at our upcoming paddle raise. Likewise, during the auction preview, just select the auction items you'd like and press the bid button. It really is that simple. And again, if you have any trouble whatsoever on anything, please call or text our helpline, 971-275-5690. We have some friendly helpers waiting for your call. There are only a few rules tonight. They are bid high and often on our auction offerings and give generously at our upcoming paddle raise. It's because of donors like you joining us tonight that GHCC can continue to grow and best protect, connect, and restore the greater Hell's Canyon region, which is so worthy of our investment. So let's get this party started. Demonstrating your support of GHCC and engaging with fellow viewers is certainly different than when we're in person. In lieu of applause, please show your love and gratitude by joining our social chat this evening. You've probably seen it. There's a lot of activity going on right now. Just click into the chat box. It's really easy. It's beneath the viewing window to the right, and you can drop your comments, encouragement, gratitude right there. It's how we socialize and build community virtually. And it's a lot of fun. So in the virtual world, just remember, chatting equates to applause. So chat it up. And while you're there, for those of you who haven't tried it yet, tell us where you're tuning in from tonight and why you love GHCC. Drop it in the chat. We'd love to know. Well, we've trekked a long way tonight, and Jared has a story to share. Will you tell us a little bit more about what Hell's Canyon as a region means to you and why it's critical that we should support it?
Of course, Misty.
Awesome.
We're having fun tonight. So right now, I'm standing along the North Fork Umatilla River. I'll always remember this spot. My wife saw her first bear here. It dropped from a tree right in front of us, maybe 20 feet away, and it happened so fast that all she could say was, "What's that?"
Awesome.
This whole area, including the trails and roads, were hammered in the floods 2 years ago. Whole sections of road just to the south of here were washed away. It'll take a lot of work to make it passable again. And these days that means volunteers turning out to fix the tread, remove down trees, and clear brush. In the wilderness, it means doing so without the use of mechanized equipment. It takes hard work just to recruit and organize the volunteer crews that do this work. Were it not for the people hiking to and visiting these special places, the forests, rivers, valleys, and canyons of the Greater Hells Canyon region, we wouldn't see the threats, and we wouldn't be able to envision why we need to protect these places in the first place. We can give back to these landscapes by helping to clear the trails, to bring more people into the conversation. We can help by advocating to keep these areas intact, connected, and protected. And we can help fund the work that happens on the ground. You can help do all these things. And tonight we need your help, raising funds to support our work and expand our ability to act as a force for the future of the public lands of Northeast Oregon. Further down this trail, we'll cross the middle fork of the John Day River. When I was 16, I was so incredibly lucky to start exploring this place when my parents bought a ranch near Ritter Hot Springs further downriver. It became my jumping off point to the rare solitude you find across the Blue Mountains. I learned to fish in the rivers of Northeast Oregon. I watched the ponderosa grow slowly and aspen grow quickly. Golden eagles and great horned owls fledge. Countless shooting stars fall across the dark night skies. I've heard beavers thump their tails, and I saw my first mountain goats in the Strawberry Mountain Wilderness. Greater Hells Canyon Council is a linchpin here, serving as the bridge from a myopic past to a vision for the future of the region. And even with such a deep history behind us already, I know we're just getting started. We live our mission to protect, connect, and restore the wildlands, waters, native species, and habitats of the Greater Hells Canyon region by connecting people to people, people to place, and place to place. What better way to do that than pioneering a walkable route across the Blues? Here, you can see how the present connects the past and the future. Right where the Blue Mountains Trail crosses the middle fork of the John Day River is the location of our first large timber sale, or the first large timber sale by the U.S. Forest Service in the Blues. In 1916, they sold the right to log 14,600 acres of large ponderosa pines. By 1928, 380 million board feet of old-growth ponderosa had been removed from this watershed, kicking off the liquidation of primary forest in the Blues that vastly exceeded the Forest Service's very own recommendations on how much timber could be sustainably harvested, even by early 1900 standards. 100 years on, we're promoting the science and stewardship that puts a primary emphasis on making these functioning and intact ecosystems, and to fight against a status quo that still can't see the forest through the trees. The challenges and work are never ending, and as Brock Evans so wonderfully reminds us, it takes endless pressure, endlessly applied. Together, we can ensure a legacy of healthy ecosystems for us and for future generations. So please, join us tonight and give a meaningful gift to Greater Hells Canyon Council.
Amen. What he said. Thank you, Jared. And friends, now it's your opportunity. Stand with us as we look down on the Grand Ronde Valley and demonstrate your support of GHCC and the Blue Mountains Trail. We want them to be able to continue their great work. You can make a 100% tax-deductible gift in any increment you feel compelled to give in support of this work right now. Encourage your friends and fellow donors to join us at our first level of giving tonight, which is $2,500. And I'd love to know who will join us as a GHCC benefactor with a $2,500 gift for GHCC tonight. And I just want to let you know, my giving software is over here, so if I'm looking away from you, it is only because I would like to recognize your gifts. So I'd really love to say thank you to Ann Warner kicking us off tonight at the $2,500 level. Thank you so much to Ann. Also joining Ann is Pete Sandrock, my good buddy. Thank you, Pete. $2,500 for GHCC. What a worthy investment. Also joining with a $2,500 gift, Jim and Rhonda Kennedy. Thank you, the Kennedys. We appreciate all of your support. And joining is David Johns, who happens to be a board member as well. So thank you for your $2,500 gifts, folks. This is awesome. Also, we've got a $2,500 gift from Michael Andrews. So let's give it up for all of our lovely donors. Thank you so much. If anybody else feels compelled to join them, please do so right now. Look at this. Brock Evans joining us with $2,500. That's incredible. Who else would like to impact GHCC? And while you're thinking about it, I'm going to ask Jared to tell us what kind of impact could $2,500 have for GHCC?
Wow, wonderful. Giving at this level is such a huge leverage to our Wild Connections work, where we are focused on the Camas to Condors initiative, where we're working alongside our partners. We're engaging our supporters in beaver surveys and other community science initiatives, and we're working to engage Oregon's congressional delegation in the effort to remove the lower Snake River dams and to support restoring the decimated salmon runs in our Northeast Oregon rivers. This is made possible by these generous donations.
That's awesome. So that's a lot of impact for $2,500, folks. I just want to say, I'm going to check over here, see if we have anybody new joining us tonight. Gosh, I just want to thank, look at this, Eric Fisher joining us with a $2,500 gift right now. Thank you so much to Eric. Anyone else, now is your time, because I can't think of a better time to invest in Northeast Oregon, of all places. I mean, it is home. And thank you so much to all of our $2,500 donors joining us this evening. We really could not do this great work without you. So please give it up in the chat. Encourage our friends. Thank them so much. Show your gratitude with a huge round of virtual applause. Thank you so much. Yay!
That's
and
great.
Up next, I think we've got Pete Sandrock.
That's right. I'd like to invite Pete Sandrock, who just donated at the $2,500 level, to share more about why he hopes you'll donate generously to GHCC.
My first real experience with civic action was in the summer of 1960. Just out of 8th grade, I enlisted in John Kennedy's presidential campaign, going door to door, asking for $1 donations in Portland's Albina neighborhood. Senator Kennedy rewarded me that fall with a handshake and an autograph. But it was the magic words of his inaugural address, "Ask not what your country can do for you, ask what you can do for your country," that inspired my long career of government service, beginning with the Navy. In a very real sense, those words also inspired me to join GHCC and later serve on the board. It was my way of acknowledging my citizenship in the natural world and to give back to a place where I had backpacked, biked, and birded for decades. We're all citizens of the natural world, and we share an interest in the greater Hells Canyon region. So let's join in an act of common citizenship and give generously to GHCC. The future of these wonderful places depends on you.
Thank you, Pete. The future of this wonderful place really does depend on you. So encourage your friends to join the giving at our next level of $1,000. And I'm really excited to let you know that due to the generosity of longtime GHCC supporters, Ann Werner, the Kennedys, Pete Sandrock, and David Johns, the first 10 gifts of $1,000 tonight will be matched 2-to-1. What does this mean for you? This triples your $1,000 gift and turns it into $3,000 for GHCC. So let's thank our amazingly generous donors, and let's maximize the heck out of this gift. Who will step up this evening with a $1,000 gift and help us get there and maximize this match? Look at this. I'd like to say thank you to board member Robin Cohen with a $1,000 gift. Thank you so much to Robin. Also joining is Cal Werner with his own very $1,000 gift. He's also a longtime GHCC supporter, so thank you so much to Cal. And also joining right now is Michael Andrews with a $1,000 gift. Who else? Look at this. Christine Vernier also joining us with $1,000 right now. Folks, we are just 6 gifts short of meeting our match. So please, if you are on the fence, you're thinking about giving it $250, maybe $500, consider stretching, because we have a long ways to stretch to meet this match tonight. We really want to maximize it all night long so GHCC can put it to great work. So while you're thinking about it, Jared, tell us what $1,000 could mean for GHCC.
A $1,000 gift can be very impactful. In this next year, Misty, we'll be busy organizing and outfitting trail crews to tackle large maintenance projects across the Wallowa-Whitman, Umatilla, and Malheur National Forests in concert with our work on the Blue Mountains Trail. We will be working with partner organizations to fight back against the rescinding of the 21-inch rule, a rule that protected large trees in our Eastside National Forests. And we will work hard to build stronger networks to show the broad support for conservation in Northeast Oregon that all too often gets short shrift.
That's right. This is really, really incredible, folks. We need just 5 more gifts because Barbara Bond, hi Barbara, is joining us with $1,000 right now, which brings us down to 5 gifts needed to maximize this incredible generosity from our longtime supporters. So if you're on the fence, please consider giving at $1,000. In the meantime, in the interest of time, I'd like to move along. Let's give it up for our $1,000 donors. If you're out there in virtual land, give them a little love in the chat. Egg them on, encourage them, thank them, whatever you need to do there to keep the generosity rolling. We love it. So, blow up the chat with your praise. Great work right there, but I have a little bit of news. If we are unable to make our match at the $1,000 level, our donors have generously agreed to let us maximize it at $500. So, with your help, we can get there tonight. So our next level of giving is $500. And look at this. Margaret, is it Fickgeisen? I'm hoping I'm saying it right, is joining us with our first $500 gift. That's awesome. Step up and be the change you wish to see in the world right now with a $500 or $1,000 gift, because they are still being matched 2 to 1. So if you're giving $500 right now, it's really $1,500 for GHCC. If you're giving $1,000, it's equal to $3,000 for GHCC right now. So who else will join us with a $500 or above gift? We'll take it. Jared, what could $500 be put to good use doing?
$500 will go to an amazing, these generous matching funds will go very far to helping us along in all the aspects of the work we're doing on the trail.
Yay.
With that, I want to take a moment to introduce the Intrepid Trio. They were the first group to hike the full Blue Mountains Trail, and they have a short message to share with you tonight.
Right on.
Hi, I'm Naomi Hudetz.
I'm Mike Unger.
And I'm Whitney Olga-LaRupa.
And we're the Intrepid Trio.
On the Blue Mountain Trail, I learned that poison ivy grows in Oregon, not just on the East Coast.
We were honored to be asked to help ground truth the Blue Mountain Trail route.
And it reinforces for me the need for trail maintenance as more and more of these trails are disappearing, and so get out there and volunteer if you can.
I can't say how excited we are to be working with GHCC and their efforts to make the Blue Mountain Trail a reality. We've donated some great gear for their fundraiser, and we look forward to seeing you all out there.
I think we're in good hands with those 3. I hope you agree. I'd love to thank the $500 donors joining us right now. We've got, look at this, Michelle Slater, thank you so much. Also to Jennifer Gates, thank you so much. Sean Stevens joins us with $500. Nancy Eiselt joining us with $750, overachieving. I love it, Nancy, that's awesome. $500 coming in from Matt Cooper, thank you, Matt, as well as from Margaret Vining with a $500 gift. This is incredible work, folks. No, your gifts are being tripled right now, all for GHCC, so thank you so, so much. Let's give it up for all of our $500 and above donors tonight.
We got 2 more, Misty.
So much. Look at this. We're being joined by Lindsay. Is it Schulke?
Yep.
Yeah, and
Catherine
Howard also joining with $500 that are being tripled to $1,500. I love it. This is amazing. So thank you so much to all of our $500+ donors this evening. We could not do this incredible work without you, so thank you. Blow it up in the chat for our $500 donors. Tell them thank you. Encourage a bunch more giving. Yeah, that's right. Because our next level of giving is at $250. And to inspire generosity at this level, every single gift given at $250 will be entered into an incentive drawing. One lucky winner will be selected at random to receive our gift of a wrapped print of the Blue Mountains Trail Refugia, Twin Lakes Elkhorn Crest. It's absolutely gorgeous. You're looking at it right now. And I am telling you this, you want to hang this in your home. It is beautiful, but the only way you will be considered for this amazing gift is if you give a $250 gift with Wild Abandon right now. While you're making your gift, Jared, tell us a little bit about what $250 gifts could mean for GHCC.
Definitely, Misty. A $250 donation means so much for our work in the Greater Hells Canyon region. It takes funding and your support to stop destructive logging projects in Northeast Oregon's national forests, challenge rule revisions that seek to cut the last remaining large trees, and protect the keystone and endemic species that rely on intact and connected landscapes in our region. Give $250 right now, and we'll enter you into the incentive drawing for Robin Cohn's Refugia of the Blue Mountains Trail, Twin Lakes, Elkhorn Crest. Misty, isn't it a beautiful piece?
It really is. Those colors are absolutely stunning. I would love to not only own that piece, but also be there looking at that view right now. So get in on this, folks. I'd like to say a special thanks to our donors joining us right now with $250 gifts. Mike Higgins, thank you so much. To Marina Ritchie, thank you. Paul Garahan, thank you so much. Emily Kane, Mary Rowland. I'm getting carried away again. This is awesome. I'm very excited. Who else will join us with gifts of $250 right now? Look at that. Alan Schulke, Bonnie Gutierrez joining us with $250. Thank you so much. And in the interest of time, we're going to keep this relatively short because the latency is low. So when you give, we get updated about it really quickly. But I'd like to move on so that the rest of the people who aren't giving are also excited about the program. So what I'd like to do is this. I'm going to give you a couple seconds to get your final gifts in at $250. And then we're going to wind this one down because we want to find out who our lucky incentive drawing donor is. Look at this. Bonnie Gutierrez joining us. Angela Sondena, thank you so much. Anyone else? Because we're going to find out who our lucky incentive drawing donor is right now. Are you ready? Can we get a drum roll, please? And this evening's lucky donor winning that beautiful piece is Mary Rowland. Congratulations, Mary. That is awesome. Thank you to Mary and all of the rest of our $250 and above donors who've joined us tonight. I cannot thank you enough. GHCC will put your money to the best of use, I promise. So let's blow up the chat with our love and our gratitude. Drop your love right there. Everybody else, let's give all of our donors a huge round of applause. Thank you so much. While you're in the chat, urge your friends to join the giving at our final level of $100 with Wild Abandon. Who will step up and raise some hell with us tonight with a $100 gift for GHCC? If you have yet to give, right now is your time. And if you've already given, thank you. And know that you can give again as many times as you wish, in fact, and we highly encourage you to do so. So, $100 right now. Let's see who is in with $100 gifts. Let's see right now. How about $100? Oh, we're reloading the page. One moment, please, while we're thinking about it. Why don't you tell us what we could do with $100 gifts
That's
for GHCC?
Great. Absolutely. Even giving a $100 gift can do great things. While almost all of our funding goes to our program work, it takes support behind the scenes to keep us going. Things like attracting new, talented conservationists to join our work, increasing our ability to communicate with our members, to share the hard work we're doing, and to help you advocate alongside us on the issues we work on. Even the administrative support of running payroll, making sure our accounts are well organized, and that you receive your year-end donations receipts. These are the seemingly small things that we do to keep our program staff hard at work, protecting, connecting, and restoring the Greater Hells Canyon region.
And all worthy investments. Look at this. We're being joined right now, and I'd like to say thank you to some $100 donors. Gabe Willard, thank you. Thank you to Papa. Hey, Papa. Thank you for your $100. Also joined by Gilly, or Jilly, not sure,
Gilly,
but thank
yep.
you so much for your $100 donations. Folks, we will take $100 and anything above all night long. The giving continues. Look at this. Naomi H., thank you. J. Rose, Jennifer Schwartz, thank you so much. Gabe Willard also joining us with $100 gifts. Thank you so much to everybody who will join. We will check in just a little bit later to recognize any gifts that come in right now. But I want to say a huge thank you to all of tonight's donors at every level, all levels, in fact. Your generosity enables GHCC to continue their amazing work. So let's give all of our donors a huge round of virtual applause. Show some love and gratitude in that chat, and thank you for your generosity. That's right. Give yourselves at home a big pat on the back for your continued support of GHCC and the Blue Mountains Trail. I'd like you to know, if you prefer to give a custom amount, whether it's $5, $5 million, or anything in between, just enter the dollar amount that's on your heart tonight. So please, please join us and do so. And I'm just checking our giving monitor. All right, I'm going to check back in with you a little later. But at this time, let's pause for a little bit of levity. We've got some outtakes from our intrepid trio.
Are we using our real names or our trail names?
I don't have a trail name.
Iron Mike?
Iron Mike is a trail name.
Iron Mike's your trail name.
I used to go by
My dad calls you Iron Mike.
I appreciate that.
So Naomi, why the Punisher? What did you do?
Ask Mike. No, he
No.
on the AT he slipped on some ice and broke his thumb and gave himself a black eye. Like, it was bad. So
That's not why. It's because
that's why.
on the AT,
That's why.
you get these young 20-something guys that think they're tough. And Naomi's, it's almost like the cat instinct where they want to chase. So these guys will be coming up the trail and they'll jump in front of us, like taking a break, and try to, and she runs them down. And they capitulate. They have to just drop their head and step aside.
Mike, you're exaggerating.
It's awesome.
Wow.
Okay, let me collect myself. That was incredible. It's a little harder to laugh up here, over 9,000 feet atop Rock Creek Butte, the highest point in the Elkhorn Crest. So who's ready to win the golden raffle ticket drawing?
Ooh, I hope it's you.
Will the winning ticket be for a stay at Good Bear Ranch and the hike with Go Wild American Adventures here along the Elkhorn Crest to Twin Lakes down below me? Or will it be one of our other packages?
Who knows?
Misty, are you ready to find out?
I am, and I bet you all are ready to find out as well. So for all of you who purchased a golden ticket tonight, thank you so much for your participation and support. We really appreciate it. And now the moment you've all been waiting for. The golden ticket raffle reveal. Did you get in on the action? I hope you did. And if you did, good luck. Let's find out who tonight's lucky winner is. Okay, so let's get another drum roll around here. Tonight's golden ticket winner is Donna and Kurt Perrin-Terrell. Congratulations. They have selected package number 3, the Barking Mad Farm Bed and Breakfast, which I hear is an amazing package. So congratulations, Donna and Kurt. Enjoy your wonderful escape to Barking Mad Farm. That was fun.
That was awesome.
Yeah. Folks, are you ready to have even more fun? Because what's coming up right now is our live auction preview, where we're going to tell you about a few of our highlighted online auction packages. We're going to tell you all about them. You have some time to bid, but let's just practice. You can bid now, place a quick bid. It's really easy. Just push the buttons. All right, click into item number 1 right now, and Jared's going to tell you a little bit more about it.
Yeah. So the first item is a 5-day Hell's Canyon rafting trip for 2. It includes a flight over Hell's Canyon, and it's brought to you by Orbs.
Amazing.
And with Orbs. So it includes 5 nights in the depths of Hell's Canyon on the Snake River, a scenic flight over Hell's Canyon.
Gorgeous.
Class 3 rapids through the deepest gorge in North America. You get to do a hike to Native American petroglyphs, search for eagles, falcons, and owls, as well as over 100 other species of birds that call Hell's Canyon home.
That sounds amazing. Yeah. It kind of makes me want to bring my kayak, too.
I wish I could bid.
This is a Greater Hell's Canyon Council fan favorite. I know several of you who have gone on this trip and report back that it is phenomenal. And I just want to say, Oars is amazing because they cook for you, they schlep all your stuff, they set up everything, they tear it all down. You basically just get to experience the fun parts. Getting in the raft, looking at all the pretty stuff. You don't have to do all the work. Am I right?
Mm-hmm.
That sounds pretty amazing. So if you are lonely, you win this package, you don't have a friend to accompany you, I would like to nominate myself or Jared right now. We would be happy to join you. I know. So let's see where we're at right now. Look at this. We've got an $1,100 bid right now with, what would you call that, clavicaine?
I believe so.
Oh, look at
there's
that.
another one.
Gabe's
Yep.
in at $1,150. We need just $1,200 to advance the bid. And here's the fun part about these online auctions. If you haven't done this yet before, you have between now and Monday the 10th at, is it 8 p.m.? 8 p.m. when the auction closes to get your final bids in. Look at this. Maggie came in with $1,250. We need 13 to advance the bid. $1,300. Come on, it's just money, folks. And it is for an amazing cause, and it's a great trip as well.
Absolutely.
So get your final bids in. You have until Monday the 10th at 8 p.m. to do so. And in the meantime, let's take a peek at auction package number 2. What do you have to tell us about it?
That's great. Yeah, the second auction package we're going to talk about tonight is a 3-night stay at Good Bear Ranch for 10 people.
Sounds pretty awesome.
And a hike to the Blue Mountains Trail with Go Wild American Adventures. So joining me to share the next package is Robin Cohn, who is the owner of Good Bear Ranch and also a GHCC board member and the artist whose work we featured earlier.
And a donor.
Yep, and a donor tonight.
Yeah.
Great.
Thanks, Robin.
Go ahead, Robin.
Welcome to Good Bear Ranch, your luxury hideaway in the Elkhorn Mountains. I'm Robin Cohen, owner of Good Bear Ranch and board member for Greater Hells Canyon Council. Come spend 3 nights here with friends and family. Cook up a feast together in our gourmet kitchen, or share hot dogs and s'mores by the campfire. Sip your morning coffee while watching sunlight play across the valley, or a graceful herd of elk grazing nearby. Perhaps a red fox crosses the field in front of the house, hunting for mice. As part of your stay package, enjoy a guided trip to Twin Lakes up on the Blue Mountains Trail. Go Wild American Adventures, Eastern Oregon's only backpacking tour provider, will lead you on a full day of hiking and fly fishing fun. No experience required. Their focus on locally sourced outdoor grub has made them a favorite among travelers seeking off-the-beaten-path adventures. After your big day, come home, relax on the deck. Perhaps you nod off in front of a roaring fire. Just make sure you pop outside on your way to bed to catch the magnificent stars on full display while owls hoot in the pines.
Thanks, Robin. That sounds spectacular. Who's going? Let's check in. We've got a current high bid of $1,000 with Sean Stevens, but we've got Trail Treks and Caitlin and Jean DeMore. Come on back to us. It's not too late for you. You can get in on this. Currently, Sean is our high bidder at $1,000. We need just $1,050 to advance the bid. And again, this is just like all of our other packages tonight. They will be for sale until Monday, this coming Monday at 8 p.m. So you can continue to bid, and we encourage you to continue to bid and support GHCC as you do so. So please. Oh, look at that. Paul outbids Caitlin. We're now at $1,150. We need just $1,200 to continue advancing this bid. Folks, we're not even at halfway to retail price on this package, so it's still an incredible deal, good value. You're benefiting both GHCC and Good Bear Ranch, well, and yourself. So get in on this, folks. So again, you've got until Monday the 10th at 8 p.m. to place your final bids.
We've got another bid in there.
Look at that. Thank you, Sean Stevens, coming back to us strong. I like it. $1,250 to keep playing. And with that, folks, we're going to talk to you next about item number 3, which actually, due to the generosity of our amazing donor and board member too, right, Emily?
Yep.
She's actually allowing us to continue to sell this item as it was taken as the golden ticket prize. She's actually donating a second because she's that awesome. So
Yep.
Please tell us about it.
Yeah. So next up is a 3-night stay at Barking Mad Farm Bed and Breakfast in Enterprise, Oregon. And it includes a dinner for 2 at Terminal Gravity Brewing. From the bed and breakfast, you'll enjoy amazing views of the Wallowas. After a delicious breakfast, a short drive takes you to the many trailheads that lead into the mountains or to the shops in Joseph, and further along to Wallowa Lake, and to the start or end of the Blue Mountains Trail. This package includes dinner for 2 at Terminal Gravity's brew pub in town, and don't forget the animals.
Oh, how could you?
Barking Mad Farm has goats and pigs, there are bison in the nearby fields, and your hosts, Emily and Rob Clavins, are there to help orient you to the other wildlife you'll find in Wallowa Valley and the surrounding mountains.
Oh, it sounds amazing. And because the Clavins are so generous, this is what is allowing you right now to be able to bid on this item that was taken as our golden ticket prize. So let's say, first of all, thank you. Thank you so much to Emily and Rob for your generosity. We really appreciate it. We are currently high bid of $7 with Trail Treks. I really like your handle, Trail Treks. It's easy to say and it's pretty fitting. Eric Fisher, come back to us. River 36, it's not too late for you. Get in on this package. It is amazing. I've heard the best things about it. Emily and Rob are the nicest people ever.
I think Eric
and look
heard
at that. We've got an $800 bid. Eric came back to us. Way to go, Eric. I like that you're not doing minimum raises either. You're just going all in. That's how we do it around here. Thank you so much. Continue to bid on this and all of the rest of our online auction items until Monday the 10th, 8 p.m. So get your bids in. And in the meantime, we're going to tell you a little bit more about our next package, which also sounds really amazing. We could probably be available for that one as well.
Yeah, this next package is pretty awesome. It includes a flight over Hell's Canyon and the Wallowas.
Sounds amazing.
And a 2-night stay at the Geyser Grand Hotel.
Let's do this.
You can either fly in a private plane or a helicopter. You can fly over the Wallowas and Hell's Canyon, or if you want to, you can also fly over the Southern Blues. You get to choose right out of Baker City. It also includes a shuttle to Anthony Lakes Mountain Resort, so you can hike on the Elkhorn Crest section of the Blue Mountains Trail, and breakfast or treats from Sweet Wife Bakery, and delicious chocolates from Peterson Chocolates.
Wow, this one sounds pretty amazing. And I'm here to tell you, this could be a great value for you because currently we have an opening bid of $450, which is not even a third. I'm telling you, not even a third. It's actually closer to a quarter of this package's value. So for those of you who are dying to go on this trip and see these beautiful things, you too can do it if the price is right. Currently, oh, look at this. Greeby?
I think I'd say quite Grebe, someone who likes birds. So,
in at $550. Would you bid $650? Come on, folks. Come back to us. Again, just as with all of the other aforementioned packages, you have until Monday the 10th at 8 p.m. to get your final bids in. The system will alert you every time you've been outbid, so please hang in there, continue supporting GHCC, and I hope you get in on these live auction preview packages. So thank you to all of our donors. Thank you to all of our bidders. Good luck to you. I hope you get these auction items. And while we're at it, I would like to just check and see if we've gotten any new gifts in. Look at this. Naomi, Jennifer, Gabriel, Kenneth, thank you for your $100 gifts. Jillian Lyons also joining us with $100. Angela Sondena,
yeah.
Thank you, joining us with $250. We appreciate all of you because every single dollar counts in this mission. I'm telling you what, show up for GHCC so they can continue showing up for you.
Well, I think I saw one that was wrong before too.
Oh, yeah.
Michael Andrews.
That's right.
Actually doubled his gift of $2,500 and made it $5,000.
Oh my gosh!
Thank you,
Michael
so
Andrews.
much, Michael.
We appreciate you. This is incredible. Folks, I want to thank every single one of you for showing up tonight, flexing, joining us virtually, learning how to do all this, and for your fantastic giving and your undeniable generosity tonight. So give yourselves a huge round of virtual applause. Know that you did your part to support the great work of GHCC and the Blue Mountains Trail. Please show a lot of love in the chat right now. And while we're saying thank you, I would be remiss if I did not ask you to give a huge round of applause for Jared Kennedy, our host and MC with the mostest. Great work tonight, Jared. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
And let's also show the Markham live stream production team a little bit of love this evening for streaming and producing a virtual show. I hope you enjoyed yourselves. I know we did. I would like you to know this event has been recorded in case you'd like to review it. Maybe you joined us late. Maybe you know somebody who'd like to support us and join in on the giving because it doesn't end. So please share the link that you see right beneath us with your friends and family. This will take you to YouTube. They can watch the whole thing and you can give via GHCC's website after the fact, correct?
Correct.
Anything else they should know about that?
I will be sending a link out after the fact, because that is not an easy link to remember and type in. So expect to see an email from that. Yep.
So thank you for sharing this and spreading the love and the mission of GHCC with all of your friends, family, and colleagues. This concludes your time with me. I hope you had a fantastic time supporting GHCC with us tonight. Again, I'm Misty Markham with Markham Auction Agency. Thank you for having me back again this year. Have a great year. Stay healthy. And thank you so much.
That was fun.
It was.
Thank you, Misty, for leading the fundraising.
Thank you.
So I'm actually so fast on the trail now that I'm ahead of my background, because what should be behind me is the North Fork John Day River, an old miner's cabin.
We
there
were
it
walking
is.
really fast.
Actually just got dropped by the plane right on top of it. Well,
great.
It's time to hear from Renee Patrick. Renee has been a guide and mentor since I started working on the Blue Mountains Trail project last year. So when she told me she planned to hike the route, I was so thrilled. Renee has become a friend to many of us at GHCC since then, including to our board vice president, Marina Ritchie, who I'll turn to now to introduce Renee.
I'm Marina Ritchie, honored to serve on the board of the Greater Hells Canyon Council. I'm here to make the transition from the auction to the wilds where we all love to be. Keynote speaker Renee Patrick will be our guide tonight. She completed the first solo through hike of the Blue Mountains Trail last year. Renee continues to guide us and share her learnings from her work with the Oregon Desert Trail, which she heads up for the Oregon Natural Desert Association. Renee is experienced, she's wise, she's rugged, she's also very kind, humble, and good-natured, and a passionate conservationist. She's going to tell us why it is to come home to the Blue Mountains Trail. Enjoy.
When I set out to ground truth the Blue Mountains Trail in 2020, in a year filled with the global trauma of a pandemic, social and civil unrest, and the heart-lurching consequences of climate change, I found the trail to be a refuge. Walking soothed the ache of a world embroiled with uncertainty and despair. Walking was a sigh of relief. My brain could relax, my body could relax, and in the absence of the noise of 2020, I could determine what was in my control. And it was often the very simple tasks of deciding what to eat for breakfast, when I would stop for a break, what layers I would wear in the rain. A month filled with those simple tasks created an opportunity to live in the moment, to be fully present. The Blue Mountains Trail helped me separate what was real, my interactions and relationships with nature and people, with what had been haunting me, a lack of control and power to influence the storm of hate and loss around me. And what happened when I relaxed into the moment? I was able to find delight again. I marveled at the lasagna layers of canyon rock in Hells Canyon, the Imnaha Canyon, and Joseph Canyon. I was transfixed by the golden grasses of the Zumwalt Prairie and gave shouts of excitement when I saw mountain goats in the John Day River Canyon and along the Elkhorn Crest. Awe, wonder, and delight helped me find my footing again in the world. And those emotions contributed to one of the biggest reasons why I think a new route like the Blue Mountains Trail is more important than ever. The trail is somewhere we can thrive outside of modern anxieties. The trail is where we can just be, and be in a landscape still untouched in places by the heavy hand of development. Hikers who attempt a long hike, such as the Blue Mountains Trail, will be spending at least a month or more in their attempt to complete the whole thing. I'd like to call that deep time. To immerse yourself in a landscape and shake off the anxieties and stress of the modern world takes more than a week. In fact, I think takes more than a month. 6 months is ideal. Walking is one of the most intimate ways to connect to a place. Sleeping on the ground, drinking from cold springs bubbling up from the earth, and tracing the contours of the land with our stride is a very powerful experience. The explosion of popularity in thru hiking since I started my long walks almost 20 years ago is a testament to that. A long-distance hike can be a truly life-changing experience, and now the Blue Mountains Trail can help us realize how to use that awe and wonder in the natural world to connect people to the specific challenges and hopes of the places we are walking through. Since I started working to establish the Oregon Desert Trail, a long-distance hiking route in southeastern Oregon, I've evolved my views on the power of hiking to influence and change the world. And consequently, I believe we can ask more of people who spend deep time in the wilderness. The next step for the Blue Mountains Trail and organizations like the Greater Hells Canyon Council, who steward and advocate for the land, water, and life that makes northeastern Oregon a biological refugia, is to take that joy and delight in the places we are spending huge amounts of our time in and challenge us to become active participants in the future of those places. Someone who spends a month of their life walking beside free-flowing rivers and then dammed rivers, through old-growth forests and then logged forests, can see firsthand what is at stake when we talk about how there is not much land left that is impacted by development and human influence. I've come to see that the work to protect the last remaining stands of old growth and to protect the wildlife corridor that runs from the Rocky Mountains to the Pacific Ocean is just as, or more important, than my personal experience of hiking the trail. In fact, I think it's all connected. I think long-distance hikers are uniquely qualified to speak up and advocate for public land protections. The Blue Mountains Trail is an opportunity to preach to the choir. Hikers are the low-hanging fruit for the conservation community. How do I know? That was me. When I started working on the Oregon Desert Trail in 2015, it was the first time I really paid attention to the conservation issues that impacted the land and water along the 750-mile-long route. And to be honest with you, mostly because it was my job. But as I spent more time developing the trail, I realized the conservation mission of our organization was what made it unique. The Greater Hells Canyon Council deciding to utilize that ethic in the new Blue Mountains Trail was affirming. One conservation organization creating a trail was a novelty. Two conservation organizations creating trails is the start of a movement. Together we can tie recreation and conservation in a more deliberate way. Together we can introduce people to the incredible landscapes that map the expanses of eastern Oregon. What makes the Blue Mountains Trail and Oregon Desert Trail unique is that we are asking more of hikers. We are asking hikers to pay attention to the world around them, to pay attention to what makes adventures like these possible, to pay attention to the issues impacting the places we are walking through, and to participate in their future. Before the Oregon Desert Trail, I had never been asked to do that before. No other long-distance trail had challenged me to pay attention and learn more about the forests and wilderness areas I was walking through. To use my experiences to reflect on public land management decisions and use my voice to help influence environmental policy. So I think the Blue Mountains Trail is the way forward as the world is facing the dire consequences of climate change and aggressive development. And trust me when I say that hikers want more. We want a deeper engagement. We want to know how it's all connected. And we want to know what we can do about it. We can demand more from quiet recreation in our work. And we need to preach to the choir. How many hikers are out there like myself who have never been asked to write a letter to the editor or comment on a resource management plan in the areas we have spent days and weeks walking through and falling in love with? I know there are others like myself, others who want more trails, want more wild places, want more salmon and cougar and bear. We want to see wolves. We want to know we're not necessarily at the top of the food chain. We want to see fire return to its natural regenerative role in the forests, not just because it protects the trail tread, but because it protects the entire region we are walking through. We see on foot, we feel through our feet how it's all connected. By hiking, we are moving at a human pace. We are moving at the pace of life that has been the pace of life for thousands of years. That connection to the human experience since time immemorial is sometimes easy to forget off trail. That cars and airplanes and supercomputers in our pockets has not always been the way, and in fact cannot be the way much longer. By going back to deep time in nature, we are going forward. And by keeping the continuity of a healthy planet and a healthy ecosystem at the heart of our actions, we can truly realize our relationship to the natural world. Through the Blue Mountains Trail, we see it, we feel it, we know it, and we act on it.
Thank you, Renee and Marina. That was wonderful. So, as a reminder, the online auction will continue until 8 p.m. Pacific time on Monday night. Also, I want to highlight that Renee is auctioning off a hiking trip on the trail. And if the winning bid is over $530, which is $1 for every mile of the trail, Renee will extend it to an overnight backpacking trip. So please take advantage of that opportunity. You could hike here also to Table Mountain in the Monument Rock Wilderness. Thanks also to Misty and the team at Markham Auction Agency for helping us bring this virtual event to you. What an exciting virtual event. Did you guys all have a great time tonight? Because you were all fantastic. I want to highlight a couple more gifts. David Becker, thank you so much for another $500 gift tonight. We are so close to our event goal of $70,000 tonight, so please keep giving, keep bidding on auction items. Great ways to still let us hit this goal, and this is going to be an amazing tonight if we're able to do so. So I want to thank you all tonight, and thank all of our guests who took their time to share their stories and reinforce why we work so hard on behalf of the Greater Hells Canyon region. Please give a big round of applause for all of this evening's donors and all of our sponsors: Vernier Software and Technology, Barking Mad Farms, Mir, Six Moon Designs, Oars, Row Adventures, Good Bear Ranch, and Bar Height Mustards. Thank you so much for supporting Hellraiser. This virtual event would not have been possible without you. We appreciate your support. And here I am now in the Strawberry Mountain Wilderness, just a short hike left to John Day. We'll set our speed record, and I doubt it'll ever be broken. So when you come out to hike the Blue Mountains Trail, please take your time to make the most of the experience. You can break it up into smaller section hikes or day hikes if that's your preferred pace. Thank you again to everyone for your exceptional generosity and solid support tonight. GHCC could not continue to fund our good work without your contributions and support. And thank you everyone who participated in tonight's event. I want to give a special shout out to Daryl and Perry Brown, Emily Clavins, Lindsay Schulke, and Jim Kennedy, our Hellraiser committee members who worked so hard to put on tonight's event. You will receive an emailed receipt at the end of the event. Oh, excuse me. Since the auction will continue for 2 more days until 8 p.m. on Monday, final checkout's going to happen after it closes. If you bid or donated tonight without using a credit card already in the system, we will follow up with you on how to complete your payment. You will receive an emailed receipt, and we will also send year-end tax receipts in January. And since some items are physical and others are gift certificates, over the next week we'll make sure to get in touch with each of you who won the bidding item so you can claim your auction item. And this concludes our virtual live program tonight. We appreciate you tuning in and look forward to seeing you in person at our next big event. For now, it looks very likely we'll hold our Fall Gala in La Grande in person in mid-October. Enjoy the rest of your evening. Stay healthy. Thank you, and good night.
There we go.
Unapproachable wildness where people can regain the tranquility and the peace that we should all have available to us. I remember when my husband and some of his friends learned that Idaho Power was planning to build yet another dam on Hell's Canyon. If the dam had been built, we would have lost about 100 miles of free-flowing Snake River.
It would have changed forever the wild composition of that great region. Thousands of years of cultural resources and artifacts from the Nez Perce and others would have been drowned. It would have been a real tragedy.
These hiking buddies suddenly decided that they would form a group called the Hell's Canyon Preservation Council to stop the dam on the beautiful Snake River.
Part of the effort to save the canyon included Pete Seeger, who floated the canyon in 1972. And in 1975, Congress created the Hell's Canyon National Recreation Area.
On the Oregon-Idaho border, you can find a big trickling stream. They call her